Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Scott. I'm Machine Gun Dad. Well, today I'm SBR Dad, short-barreled rifle. The price of a Thompson submachine gun is pretty much out of the reach of a lot of people, unless you're old like me and you got one when it was, you know, reasonably priced at $8,000 to $10,000. So the alternative is the closed bolt car system, or West Hurley system. In front of me I have two West Hurley, so these are a little older than the current car models. Both are registered SBRs. This is my 27, and this is Dave, my camera guy, and you've seen him in my videos, M1. Dave has dressed his M1 up, kind of made the finish look more worn, like it's a real actual World War II gun. So, which one of these would I buy if I was going to buy one? Because even these aren't cheap anymore. Take into account, when you buy the carbine or the rifle, you're going to get the 16.1 inch barrel, which will give you an extra 6 inches of barrel. So which would you buy? They both use the same suck-ass 3 recoil spring firing system, which makes cocking them incredibly difficult compared to a real Thompson. It comes down to what you want to do with it. If you're a reenactor or you're history buff, I would probably go with this one. If you're a gangster buff or you just love the way a Thompson looks with the fin barrel, I would go with this one. And everybody says, oh my goodness, but this one takes a drum and this one doesn't. Well, in semi-automatic, firing 50 rounds takes a while. And because of the design of these systems where the disconnector is manually struck by the bolt and forces your finger forward, you're going to get finger fatigue pretty freaking fast. And the other thing is, what's a drum cost? $300, $400 and up versus a stick mag at 30 bucks. I can't see somebody who really wants to enjoy shooting the gun dropping the money into the drum magazine. So let's assume you're buying 30 round sticks and 30 round sticks, all right? And then which one do you buy? What are you gonna do with it? If you're gonna take it to the range and play with it, I'd probably buy this one because I like the vertical foregrip. It feels better to me. But I had a custom foregrip built because the West Hurley foregrips were big and bulky. But if you really want that Saving Private Ryan look, this is the way to go. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot them both for you, only with sticks, to give you a rough idea. You know, we'll give you our impressions. One thing you should note, if you do buy this version, and it comes with a drum, all right, you need to buy this little piece right here. Can you see that, David? Mm-hmm. I'm going to take it out. This is called the third hand. It was invented by West Hurley. It goes in the slot in the bottom of the gun. And what it does, boy, that sounds terrible. I don't speak no English. When you cock the bolt back, if you push up on that, it catches the bolt so it locks open, all right? When you load a drum, you have to load a drum with a bolt back. If you don't have this, you're actually trying to, for example, you fire the drum's empty and the bolt's forward. You can't reach up in the bottom with your finger and lock the bolt. You need this piece to go up behind the drum so you can lock the bolt back and remove the drum. Otherwise, you're literally standing here with a bolt, holding it with this hand, trying to get the drum out. So you need the third hand device if you're going to run a 27 with a drum. With a stick mag, you don't need this. You just run either or. It runs the 20s and the 30s just fine, that are properly modified for the West Hurley gun. It's just a little tidbit. We'll take them out in the range. We'll run them with the 30 round magazines. If I can even find a 20 rounder, we may run a 20 rounder. And then we'll give you our final impressions. We'll be on the range in a second. Hey, we're to shoot both semis. I'm going to shoot the 27 and the M1, and Dave's going to shoot the 27. We're only doing 10 rounds each. As you can see, it's raining, and we've been out here testing magazines for about 40 minutes, and I'm kind of getting tired of being rained on. So let's give 10 rounds a whirl here. Man, you got to have like some serious strength to move this. You know what? All right, locked open. That was 10. Good. I got David's M1 and the 20 round magazine. In case I didn't say it, these magazines are only loaded with 10 rounds because of the rain. David's sights are more accurate than mine. He takes the time to sight his weapons in. Just had to rapid fire off a couple. We'll let David get out here. You bumped the sight with your eye.
Yeah, my eye froze all wet now. It's okay. That's wrong. I cheated the bolts back already.
We're just outside shooting in the rain, 35-degree weather, which freaking sucks. 15 rounds out of each gun, we both did with 20 round magazines. What's your opinion?
Well, they're fun. I mean, to be honest, you know, I bought this a couple years ago. I've sunk a ton of money into it. At the time, you couldn't get the original furniture set, so I had to order it from like Greece and the barrel, and then the $200 tax stamp. And you know, for what it is, I mean, I think I could have spent the money a little bit more, a little wiser. But they are, I mean, they're a fun little carbine to shoot.
Between the two of them.
Between the two of them, I like the M1 a little more. On full auto, I think this is nicer because of the sight and the grip. On semi, I actually kind of like the M1 a little more.
For me, I'm sorry, it's, Dave's gun is sighted in way better than mine, by the way. But for me, it's the Lyman sight, because this has a real Lyman sight. I replaced the garbage sight that came on it, and the vertical foregrip. Now, like Dave said, you're going to sink a ton of money into these guns. And we just spent, I'd say, the better part of an hour testing out magazines. If you have anything wrong with your magazines, anything with the feed lips, these won't feed. They are not forgiving at all.
No.
We must have had, I don't know, 8, maybe 6 magazines out of 20 that didn't work. But if you're buying a semi, it's entirely personal choice. The triggers are the same, the mechanics are the same. Really, the ergonomics, if I put a horizontal foregrip on this gun, it would be pretty close to the same.
Oh yeah.
It's up to you what you want to do with it. Remember to get that third hand, and if you are going to be modifying your magazines, there are videos on how to do that. Do it slowly, and make sure you start with a quality magazine, because all these magazines are all surplus, and if you get one with bent feed lips and you spend all that time trying to get it to fit, it probably won't work in your gun. From our experience, any bend, I mean, no matter how minor it was, the gun wouldn't run. Hope we entertained you. Thanks for coming to the channel.